And welcome to episode number 5 of Ballhawk Blab, the first and only baseball video podcast for Ballhawks, by Ballhawks, inspired by, you guessed it, none other than All Notes. Tony, what do we have on the docket for this week?
Oh, I would love to tell you. So let me look at my cue cards here. Oh, this week,
hold up the cue cards.
We have 4 topics that we're covering. The first of which is weather.
Oh, weather.
Which is poll of the week. The third is Dutch oven. The fourth is Cole on Cole. Hello, Cole. So let's go into the first topic. There were a lot of people who really wanted to know, since we come from different parts of the country, I in the north and David in the far south, that's him.
Some people call it the deep south.
Okay, the deep south, because you do go deep, David. I know it.
All the way.
So, since we come from different parts of the neighborhood, everyone wanted to know, what's your weather like? So let's.
This was inspired by none other than one of our viewers and co-host of the ever popular 100th episode Deep Ballhawk Talk, Cole Adkins.
That it was.
Little fella down there.
So, would you like to start it off?
Sure.
What's down in-
The weather today is warm and rainy.
Ooh.
Tony, what about the weather in Minnesota?
Let me go into depth on this. It is cold. Next segment. Next segment is called Poll of the Week. So, Poll of the Week. We should have called it Cole of the Week, but Cole is kind of looking like he's a blues brother. But you would think that we would have sent out like what Ballhawk Talk does and sent out like a poll that you could vote. But
no way, man.
No, we do it different. We interpreted poll to mean something slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
We went with Polish Person of the Week.
That's right.
And this week, we're going with AJ Pierzynski. And we're going to do it to the tone of the guys from SNL doing Bill Brasky. So imagine, if you will, we're in the bar, David and I, sitting next to each other, kicking it off. David,
Danny,
go ahead.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
AJ Pierzynski.
AJ Pierzynski is a son of a bitch.
AJ Pierzynski. Yeah.
That AJ Pierzynski one time punched Sparky Anderson square in the mouth for not being bright enough.
Ha ha, AJ. AJ Pierzynski doesn't use cupped bats. Instead, he circumcises themselves.
Ha ha. That AJ Pierzynski.
Do
That
it.
AJ Pierzynski went to Hawaii on a family trip, farted in the ocean, and caused a tsunami in Japan. AJ.
Kanye dyed his hair blonde out of respect for Chicago's true World Series catcher, AJ Pierzynski.
That is AJ Pierzynski. AJ Pierzynski's nipples are so hard, they rate an 11 on the Mohs scale of hardness, and it's the only known material to be able to cut diamonds.
I sleep with a real doll replica of myself, and I'm always the little spoon.
What? All right, AJ Pierzynski's balls are so tough, he once took a foul tip off the Jimmy, and the ball was thrown directly out of play.
If Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin had a love child, His temper would still pale in comparison to AJ.
Hey, Tony, did I ever tell you about the time that AJ Brzezinski killed an umpire for not being enthusiastic enough on a third out call?
AJ. Brzezinski means delicate flower in Polish.
That's crazy. AJ Brzezinski once threw a live chicken back at Jake Peavy for shaking him off.
AJ once punched a Buddhist monk for getting under his skin.
He would do that. I pleasure myself the 80s aerobics videos of Denise Austin.
To AJ.
To AJ Brzezinski.
Brzezinski taught the younger Rognet Ordur how to haze.
That AJ Brzezinski. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. The Minnesota Twins used to be called the Minnesota Triplets until AJ Brzezinski killed one of them to settle a gambling debt. AJ Brzezinski.
AJ's penis is afraid of its own shadow. 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh no! AJ Brzezinski is so tough. He actually ran his own face into Malcolm Barrett's fist and trying to break it.
AJ Brzezinski.
Yeah, you know AJ?
I'm AJ.
Okay. AJ Brzezinski once got ejected from her spring training game so he could go and raffle gators.
AJ has never been legally drunk because he's never demonstrated a sober baseline.
AJ Brzezinski impregnated a whole convent of nuns. Just so he could populate the Catholic Church.
The Hangover's Leslie Chow's character was inspired by AJ Brzezinski in real life.
AJ Brzezinski burned down the Louvre because they refused to hang a picture of one of his framed pitches.
AJ set a major league record for most career sharks.
He does. AJ Brzezinski circumcised a tiger with a rusty can opener.
I'm Bill Brzezinski, and I just cornered the market.
And that's been Poll of the Week.
Brought to you by the Ball Blab players. And
so, what's next on the docket?
Oh, let's recoup our get things together. We're moving on to some Dutch oven talk.
Woo!
And one of the big things in the Dutch oven this week, starting to warm up a little bit, is the Minnesota Twins, Brian Dozier. There's been some talk about a trade involving the Dodgers. Tony, got any comments on that? Or I think it's looking like Brian Dozier going to the Dodgers for one of the Dodgers' top pitching prospects.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of people around here that know that his days are numbered as a Twin, which is unfortunate, but honestly, if you're going to sell someone, sell them high, and you couldn't get much higher than a second baseman who just hit 42 home runs. So let's just say that we're probably going to have the best return that we can get for him. I like the idea of a really good starting pitcher. It sounds like his ceiling is probably a really good solid number 2. Shout out to Larry.
As long as it's not a wet number 2.
Yes. But there's a lot of people around here that are concerned because we haven't had a really good history lately of developing much in terms of pitching, which I understand. But at the same time, We just got a new front office, and one of the guys came over from the Cleveland Indians, and he was instrumental in actually putting together their starting pitching rotation. So I feel like if ever there's a time to be actually a little bit optimistic, especially about an awesome trade, as my dog comes into frame in the background, I would say that this is probably our time. And I don't know much about him other than he, with that Urias out in LA, I think that they were supposed to be the righty-lefty combo that was supposed to be the combo of the future. So I'm excited. I hope that Dozier's been really good, and it would be nice for him to stay, but if we can get a good return, I'm excited to see what we get out of him. So Cole, there is rumor that one of your all-time favorites might be finally making a comeback after being out for a little bit more than a season. Bronson Arroyo, former Red. How do you feel about him coming back to the MLB?
From a career standpoint, I'm thrilled for him. I'm happy that he's able to get back in the game that he loves. And fun fact, actually, he's never been on the DL, or he's never been hurt in his entire life, from 12 years old until he recently got hurt either last year or the year before.
Wow.
So
It was 2014, I think, was the last year that he pitched.
yeah, it was with the Diamondbacks, I think, or something like that, or the Nationals.
Yeah, he was part of the trade that brought Touki Toussaint to the Braves, and Bronson Arroyo was a Brave, even though he never suited up for them, and all the Touki Toussaint. He'll probably be in high A. He'll probably be in high A next year in the Braves system, but it was part of the fleecing of the Arizona Diamondbacks that the Braves did over the past couple of years.
So any other big names that you can think of, Cole, that are still either on the chopping block or that we've heard some rumors about signing? I know Trumbo, it's looking like probably Orioles again. Anyone else?
Anyone hear about Plouffe?
Nothing yet.
Nope.
Kutch?
Nothing. It's silent. All's quiet on the Western Front there. I would like to say, though, the Braves did sign John Danks this week.
Yeah, former White Sox extraordinaire.
Yeah.
What about Sean Rodriguez going to Atlanta?
That'll probably be a good pickup because he can pretty much play everywhere. And he also opens up one of our utility second baseman from last year to be able to play pretty much anywhere as well. Now that we have two super utility players on the roster. So we've lost Tony, Cole.
He went MIA. Oh, he's back.
I was just moving around, keeping you on your toes.
On the tiptoes.
So is that it for Dutch Oven?
Are there any other big happenings in the Dutch Oven this week?
That's relatively not so stinky.
I didn't stink this week.
Bummer.
I could it might for Minnesota if they don't get a good return, but it seems like a lot of the same Shelby Miller type action is sell high on a player and get a handsome reward for it.
I think they have about probably a little over 4 weeks to get it done because that's when Twins Fest would be, and that would be awkward to have him that close on the trading block and still have to come to Minnesota, especially in the bitter cold when he's not exactly a cold weather kind of guy.
I heard that there was a player from the Nationals a few weeks ago didn't go to Bats Fest, and I think he knew he was getting traded. So it was kind of a little handwriting on the wall for him.
So I guess, Cole, that means that you should probably switch on to that website that we sent you, and Alan can introduce.
You tell him, Evie.
See, Even the dog doesn't like that website.
No. The dog's telling you.
Laughing already. That's Evie laughing, and this is a ball. This is not a baseball.
I
But
like balls.
I know you do. Oh, look, it's on my face. That's how you like yours.
Whoa.
I like mine in my mouth.
Sorry, Mrs. Abneri.
Sorry.
Hey,
Shout out to Mrs. Abneri.
Can we give a little explanation of what's going on here before we get started?
Yeah, do you want to tell them?
Yes. If you remember a couple weeks ago, Tony and I did a whole show on the Speech Jammer. And by far, other than our premiere, I think it was our most viewed show. And I think hilarity ensued. That I think I've even watched the show 3 or 4 times since then, just for good laughs.
Me too.
So we have Cole Adkins on the Speech Jammer tonight, and we're going to be interviewing Cole through the Speech Jammer, and we might even have a little trivia at the end.
Yes.
Cool. Trivia.
And we also have a special guest, is that Little Cole will be joining us again.
Hey, Cole.
Live. Oh,
What's up,
there is
Little
Little Cole.
What's up, Little Cole?
Whoa, not that little Cole. This little.
Sorry. Got confused.
So,
Cole, I know that the off season is. I'm going to call you Little Cole, and then I'll just call you Cole. Okay. So Little Cole, if you have any questions for Cole, just go ahead and shout them out, and we'll go from there. So Cole, during the off season, it's a long time from November all the way up to February for spring training and the opening day. What have you been doing in the doldrums of a Kentucky winter to help pass the time?
Me?
yeah.
Yes, Cole, not Little Cole. Cole.
Oh, I've been passing time by going hunting and also watching college basketball.
You can be a little quicker on those responses.
Sorry,
So, what's your favorite team to root for? Is it probably a Big Ten team?
fuck the Big Ten.
The Big 12?
Fuck the Big 12.
Well,
12.
So they're in Kentucky. Well, go ahead, Little Cole.
who is your favorite team, Cole?
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Well, you're gonna have to be a little bit quicker with your answers. I'm quicker with my questions.
Some of us are slow.
Like slow with like responses, or just like kind of slow in general?
Developmentally.
Like short bus, slow.
Careful there, careful. So, Cole, you said that between watching Kentucky basketball, which they had a big win last night. Freshman went for 47 points, and he hit the game-winning shot to go ahead there late in the game. Besides watching Kentucky basketball, you said that you like hunting. You gotten anything yet this year? You bagged any does?
Not yet. Still working on it.
Now, when I say bag, then that means like you're gonna put a bag over their head and throw them in the back of the truck.
I'm not talking about you teabagging them, Cole.
No, put a back over their tails.
But
So you're a tail.
I'm a tail hunter.
Oh, also another question for you, Cole. Since I know that you don't actually eat the meat because you're going vegan with me, what's your favorite kind of vegan food?
Those potato chips.
Are Are you orgasming just thinking about him right now?
Oh. Little Cole.
Yeah.
You made a bet. Well, Big Cole made a bet with co-host Larry Larson earlier in the year. Now you're having to pay off on that bet also with your Chicago Cubs hat.
Yeah.
Have you always been a fan of the Cubs? You've been a secret fan of the Cubs? Or you just and where's the brim of that? Where's the?
It's more of like a beanie.
Oh, okay.
And I've had this hat probably longer than any other hat. It just looks a lot cooler than the Reds see. Plus, it has blue on it.
Yeah.
So it's more patriotic being red, white, and blue than the Reds could ever be.
Because the Reds hat is red and white, and that's more like a Soviet.
Yeah.
Wait. The Reds were the first team in baseball.
What was that? I couldn't quite understand you, Cole.
The Reds were the first team in baseball.
Oh, that's cool. So if they were the first team in baseball, does that mean that they were just playing with themselves for a while?
They played with each other.
Who?
That must have made the showers pretty interesting after the game.
Don't drop the soap.
What would happen if?
Could you say something a little bit longer than just like a couple words, Cole? Like describe what the Cincinnati Reds mean to you, and maybe a little bit about like your fan fest history with the Reds.
I really enjoyed FanFest because I plead the fifth.
You sound like a little kid, like writing just a short little letter where they can only say one or two words.
Cole, so instead of going back to Reds Fest, you had a big moment this year when you I don't say catch, but you got a home run ball. Could you tell us about everything that was going on when you got your home run ball?
I was on the phone and give me a minute.
Do you have to finish something?
And I saw the ball bounce off the second deck, and it went into the tarp, and a security lady
Hey, Junior.
pointed to me, and I picked it up and celebrate.
So who hit the home run?
What?
Who hit the home run?
Jose Reyes.
And what happened with Jose Reyes? Like, give us what happened in that year, and do you respect what he did, even though,
And I have
like,
a follow-up question to that. Go ahead, Cole. And I have a follow-up.
He got in trouble for domestic abuse, and the Colorado Rockies released him, and he returned to the New York Mets for the first time in 5 years.
Now, Cole, given Jose Reyes' past involvement with the law and his cowardness of needing to have of these domestic violence charges, did you ever think about throwing it back?
Never. I respect Jose. He was real nice to me in 2014 when
Was that before
he
or
was
after?
with the Blue Jays.
why was he nice? What did he do? Did he like touch you?
Yeah, I have a picture. Want to see?
Sure.
It's okay.
Where is
Give me
it?
a minute.
All right. There's nothing better than dead air.
Here it is.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, that is you. That's like baby Cole right there.
And I think
Baby
he's putting
Cole.
up he's putting up 2 fingers. I think he's saying that I'm gonna hit my woman twice.
Or maybe 2 women. So we know about 1. We're waiting for the second.
So Cole, you should be you're a reporter. You need to report things like that.
Cole,
Yes,
were you
sir.
worried that he was gonna hit you at that moment?
No, he shook my hand
You split your
for traveling all the way from Canada.
Did he squeeze it harder than he should have? You think?
No,
Was
it was like a
aggressive?
fist bump.
Tony, do you have
Anything
any
you-
other? I was gonna say, do you have any other questions for Cole before we move on to speech drama trivia?
Yeah, I was wondering, do you have anything to say to your better co-host, the one that we had on earlier than you?
Larry?
Yeah, Larry Larson. Or
He,
to
Because last week you had Larry Gina.
yeah.
yeah, he. No comment.
No, what do you have to say? Because he's expecting you to say something to him. He wanted a nice long shout out.
He's a really nice guy. I respect him.
How about his brothers? Because I'm sure that Jack and Nick will be watching too.
Nick is in the Nurble, and Jack runs the Ballhawk blab Instagram.
Best intern in the game. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
We love you. We can't wait for you.
Inside.
So
He
go
has
ahead.
a bad haircut.
Oh,
So is it
Byron shot.
time for you, David?
What?
I mean,
Was that trivia time?
yeah, I think it is trivia time.
Oh shit!
Cole, are you ready? Are you ready for some? Are you ready for some speech jammer trivia?
Fuck yeah.
No.
Whoa!
Mrs. Abneri might be watching.
She can screw up.
She could screw up. I think she already did. His name's Eric. Oh! We love you, Eric. Did you say anything on the chat?
Oh. What's going on over there? And Joyce Larson might be watching too, but she doesn't want to hear any potty talk.
Yeah.
Team Mama Bird.
Yeah. All right, Cole, are you ready for speech jammer trivia?
Hell yeah.
All right. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you 5 questions. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer those 5. Actually, we'll do 1 minute to answer those 5 questions. Some of them are multiple choice or even multiple answers, so be ready to be able to rattle off some of your questions or some of your answers as quick as possible. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me get the timer ready, and we're going. Name 3 teams that have bird nicknames.
St. Louis, Toronto, Baltimore.
Okay. What Reds announcer calls the Reds win with, and this one belongs to the Reds?
Marty Brenneman.
Number 3, whose signature was on the MLB baseball prior to Rob Mansfield?
Allen Bud C-League.
Judges, C-League? Is that acceptable? C-League?
No. What was it?
Okay. Call one more time?
Bud Ball.
Okay. Moving on to number 4. Name 5 teams in the major leagues from the state of California.
We want their full name too. City.
Oakland Athletics, San Francisco Giants, LA Dodgers, Anaheim Angel, San Diego Padres.
I don't think you got the Angels' name correct. I just heard Anaheim Angels.
That's what they're called.
Is that what it is? I thought they were the Anaheim Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah, and
They're not in LA.
right, but they still
All right.
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and also I'm pretty sure it's not LA Dodgers. I think it's Los Angeles Dodgers.
And our
Los
last
Angeles.
question, even though we've passed the time, what was the de facto mascot of the Reds in the 1980s?
I couldn't hear you.
I said, what was the name of the de facto four-legged mascot of the Reds in the 1980s? I'll give you a hint. Think of the owner's name.
Marge. Shat?
And she had a pet. That was a Saint Bernard. That his name was what?
Fuck.
Nope, that's not it.
I'll give you a hint. It sounds a lot like her last name.
Shat.
Shot? No. The actual answer was Shotzi. Judges, Shotzi. So that brings us to the end of our first presentation of Speech Jammer Trivia. Cole, you did well, I think.
Should we give him like 2.5 or 3 out of 5?
I think it was 3. I think he got 2.5, but then he got a half of another one. So
Okay, so
3. All right, Tony, anything else?
I would like to say thank you, Cole. You were a good sport, and it's nice to have you on 2 weeks in a row.
Thank you for your time.
You
No,
can
thank you for your
speech
time.
jammer off at any point, Cole.
What?
You can take the speech jammer off at any point.
I can?
Yeah,
Tony, I don't think he was on it in the first place. That's just
that's just Cole. That's his Kentucky play.
Speech jammer gets me going.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Family show, Cole. I don't know about Ballhawk talk, but this is a family show.
He would not approve. Would not approve.
So I think that's about it. I'll put on a record if you want to say a few other things. Maybe tell people what they can expect in the future.
All right, that's one of the things that we've learned today. We've learned that Cole cannot speak very well with a speech jammer. We learned that AJ we learned that AJ Przinsky is the poll of the week, and look for future polls of the week coming up here in the near future. We learned about some nice Dutch oven action, and we also learned about the weather. So coming up in future episodes of Ballhawk Blab, we are in the works of presenting something really big and actually semi-serious. So be on the lookout for that. Look for a new guest next week. Hopefully we can get Jack Larson on, Chicago White Sox insider.
Love you, Jack.
You're going to have your work cut out for you this week, finding a meme of the week.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you which one. You got to find something funny. I might suggest looking at Cole, though. His stuttering, grade A.
A+, man.
And I'm sure we'll come up with something. Tony and I will come up with something for next week. So make sure you tune in next Sunday or Monday or whatever day that we end up doing this at some unspecified time. And we look forward to seeing you then. Anything from you, Tony?
Hall & Oates forever. Thank you, Cole.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, Cole. Cole, some parting words.
It is my pleasure for me to introduce to you the man of the hour, Tony.
Love you, Cole. At the Gates appreciates you listening, too. Stay classy, everyone. I think we love you still. Yeah.
Good.